Değerli katılımcılar, değerli hocalarımız, İnsan Kaynakları Yönetimi İlgi Grubu'nun Turkish Academy of Management HR SIG Group da diyebiliriz, İngilizce çeviri yapalım. Webinarımıza HR Talks webinar serimize hoş geldiniz. Bugün Jack Weston şirketinden İnsan Kaynakları Direktörü Ehsan Ranjbar bizim konuğumuz olacak. Konumuzla birlikte insan kaynakları ile ilgili yeni trendleri, insan kaynaklarının stratejik önemini, şirketlerdeki stratejik önemini ve katkısını konuşacağız. Bununla ilgili bir çalışma hazırladık. Sorularımız var ama öncelikle konuğumuz sunumuyla başlayacak. Bu yüzden İngilizce olarak da devam etmek istiyorum. Hello everyone, welcome to Turkish Academy of Management HR SIG Group event webinar. And welcome to today's Human Resource Management HR Talks webinar. As all we know that human resources plays a crucial role in shaping successful organizations. And we are thrilled to have you all here to explore the latest trends and strategies in HR. And today we are honored to have Ehsan Ranjbar, Mr. Ehsan Ranjbar, the HR Director of Jack Weston, who will share his insights. And let's give a warm welcome to Ehsan Ranjbar. Welcome to our webinar, Mr. Ehsan Ranjbar.
Thank you so much. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Ehsan, and I'm very honored to be here. So, how do we proceed? Do you want me to start sharing my screen? Do you want me to talk about myself first?
Thank you. While sharing your screen, you can also introduce yourself. It would be better to know you.
Okay. So I hope you are seeing my screen now.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So my name is Ehsan. My background is psychology. As I moved to Turkey, I found a new opportunity to join Jack Weston, an American MCAT company, as someone who is going to share job advertisement with a very low salary and just one job to do. So I got interested in HR. I started to do some research. I was wondering if there is room to grow in HR, or is it just to share some job advertisement and talk with people. I started learning different courses from Coursera, from Udemy, from LinkedIn Learning. And in time, I learned that there is room to grow. After 3 years, I'm the HR director of Jack Weston with a very good bump in my salary. And today I'm here to share my slides about HR trends, and strategic HR, what helped me to grow within this company. So as you can see from the first slide, I really like this quote from Steve Wynn: human resources isn't the thing we do, it's the thing that runs our business. People, they assume that HR is the easiest thing to do. When I talk with people, when someone is not capable of finding a job, everybody goes like, okay, join HR. It's very easy to do. But it is not like that. At some point, it is like that. But there is room to grow, and HR is actually what is something that runs our business. So I assume that everyone here is familiar with HR and what HR do, but still, I have this slide. So HR plays a very pivotal role in aligning workforce capabilities with business goals. This is what a strategic HR is that I will get through throughout my slides. First, we will talk about trends, and then I will get into strategic HR, which is how to align with business goals. So what does HR do? Let's start from the basics. So recruitment and talent acquisition. It's not about just posting jobs, posting ads. It's about learning how to headhunt, how to find a suitable candidate, learn how to interview professionals. The way you interview, for example, a UI designer is a very different interview than a software developer. or than an illustrator or other positions. So recruitment is not just posting ads. It's about delving deeper and learning how to interview people. It comes with some psychology skills. It is very important to understand people. It is very important to learn about their soft skills and hard skills as well. Training and development is another part of HR. The workforce needs to be trained and developed. Performance management, which is my the criteria that I really like, performance management. It comes with the metrics to understand how to learn about the performance of each employee. Different people from different departments need different metrics. We need to, as HR, we need to monitor people. So we learn uh, when to let people grow more or when to stop them. So it's very important part of HR. Compensation and benefits, it's a paperwork and something like that. Employee relation and conflict solving. Does it happen within a company? Yes, it happens. And if you're working as HR, you know that it happens. And when people they are conflicts between people, it hurts the culture and it hurts the business because they're not willing to cooperate, they're not sharing information, they're not talking with each other, not helping each other, and there is going to be very big problems. So part of HR is to understand the conflicts and resolve them. Compliance with labor laws is perhaps the most scary terms when someone wants to join HR, but it's quite easy. It just depends on the company you're working, which country the company is based, and then you can learn it from ChatGPT and then search on Google and learn deeper about the laws that are coming handy in this business. Workforce planning and analytics is the same thing, almost same thing as the performance management, and it comes with the metrics. Okay, so let's get into HR trends and what we are seeing and what we are getting more in HR. Employee experience. Nowadays, part of HR is employee experience. It means to understand how the employees are experiencing the company. Is it important? Yes, it is very important. Because if we are to keep the talent, we must make sure they're experiencing a good environment in our company. Before, it wasn't like that. It was not part of HR job, but now it is. AI and automation. We are not using much AI in HR in my company, but from what I learned, they're using it even in interviews. I read an article in which AI can complete the interview, the technical interview of 100 individual at the same time with a very great result, both on soft skills and hard skills. It's a bit scary for HR. So AI is coming to take our place in interviews, maybe. Automation is something that we use within our company. We are using ClickUp for automation. When we are onboarding a new workforce, when people are employees and consultants, they're from all around the world, which I will get to it. When they are asking for time offs, we're using automation. So there are steps for asking for time offs. Without automation, it's gonna take a lot of time to approve the time offs, to understand the time offs. The automation helps us a lot here. Flexible work arrangements. Today's business is changing. As you can see, there are remote jobs, we have hybrid positions, and we have full-time, part-time consultants, and every different positions that we are experiencing, especially with the remote work. So all about the remote jobs comes with time zone differences. For example, I'm hiring an assistant from Thailand for our company, which is based in the US. There is a huge time zone difference, and this person that I'm hiring has very like low salary in comparison with United States. So we need to hire because we, for example, we need some people to enter to do some data entry. So we need to have flexible work arrangements in situations like that. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So equal opportunities. Maybe you heard about that. It's a real thing. In companies, there are different biases based on the culture of that company. For example, in some companies, when women are trying to get into managerial positions, uh, workforce or managers, they try to prevent them because they believe maybe women cannot do it. So we need to make sure that there is equal opportunity. It goes both ways. For men, for example, and I experienced it myself when we were hiring for a UI UX designer. My hiring manager didn't want men for the job because they believe women they can do a better design. They have a better taste in designing. So it goes both ways. This is another part of trends that we are seeing in HR, upskilling and reskilling. So we have some employees. They are good people. They've been with us for a long time. They're loyal. They're quick study. They can learn quickly. They're very good. They have very good soft skills. But we are looking for a new skill. So it's not like that we go directly and start looking for that person and hire someone for a new position. Firstly, we try to promote someone within the company with some training courses because it's like a simple skill, so we can promote someone from within the company. It helps the business and the employees. It goes both ways. It's a win-win. It creates a win-win situation. It helps people to promote, to get a bump in their salaries. Also helps the company from not hiring new people, which could be more costly. Data-driven HR. This is using analytics for decision making. We need data for everything. A product manager needs data. A project manager needs data. In HR, when we are talking about performance of people, we need data. In HR, when we are talking about business goals and who we are going to hire and what we are going to do, which courses are we going to buy for employees, how we're going to promote employees, we need data. This is very important. Employee well-being and mental health, it's quite obvious from the title. It is getting more and more important for the companies. Employer branding, which goes under public relations, but it is still part of HR. It is very important and is a part of HR to create employer branding. How? With the culture, brand comes with what people say about us. So what employees are saying about us, what consultants that they work with us for a short time are saying about us. How is this is my personal idea. If you look at my LinkedIn job posts, they're transparent. The salary is there, during a project is there, everything is transparent. I really believe in that. We don't want to waste people's time. They need to know what they're getting paid, what is the role, what is expected from there. So today you can see job posts, they're getting into like they're trying to be more funny. You don't need to be more funny. You just need to be transparent. You need to let people know what is expected from there and how much they're getting paid for. And the onboarding should be a smooth process. They need to feel that they are valuable. They're not wasting their time. So it helps us to create a brand for our employer. This is another important part. Gig economy, it comes with the freelance workforce. There are freelancers all over the world. I have Americans friends. They're freelancers. They moved out of America. They get a very good salary, but they're residing in Thailand. They're residing in Singapore, Dubai, Oman, different places like that with low tax. So they prefer to live there. It's cheaper. So still, they're talented people, and we would like to have them in our company. So that's why we need this change, a shift in traditional employment. People analytics is the same thing that I talked before. So We need to understand the workforce behavior. I usually use some psychological tests for consultants and employees. There are different tests, but psychological tests, personality tests used to be very long and time consuming, like Manhattan personality test that I used to do it before. It takes about 2 hours to get something about the personality of the person. But with the new tests that are developed, like um, the one that I'm using is 16 personalities, it takes like less than 20 minutes, and then it gives you an icon. So I use this icon. I have a sheet of employees, and the icon is attached to each employee, and the personality trait is there. So I can easily, when I'm dealing with this employee, I know it, and it's approximately like 90%, 80% true about that employee. So I know what kind of person I'm dealing with. It helps me with that. So it's also very important. So CSR is basically all of these together. So when we care about the employees' well-being, when we care about the employer branding, when we care about automation, they are all fall under CSR. I just wanted to have this term because maybe you see different places talking about CSR. It's not very complicated thing. It's just the tip of the umbrella. So everything falls under CSR. So, and number 12 is generational and geographical workforce integration. Today in our workforce, we see different generations working with each other. And from the articles you can read, there is a real difference between generations, how they respond to the way you are addressing them. Generations are different. The resilience between generations is different. If you read psychological articles about the difference between generations, you will be amazed. I was amazed. I was shocked. Really, that's a huge gap between them. So we need to learn how to deal with them. It's an important part of HR and also geographical because when we have diverse workforce from different countries under different cultures and traditions, it's very hard to understand people, not to offend them, and learn how to work with them. So it's another important part of trends. So uh, I wanted to talk a bit about strategic HR. This is what helped me grow, and I took a course in Udemy about strategic HR, then continued it in Coursera. I learned like 6 hours, 7 hours about what strategic HR is, and it helped me a lot because people assume that HR is simply an administrative job. They're doing papers, that's it. And when we have problems, we go to HR. But I had to. I don't know if any of my colleagues are here. I can't check it because I'm sharing my screen, but they can attest to this. I had to learn how to open my way into the management because the strategic HR is all about being with the management, and it's a road that you need to pave it yourself. Nobody gives it to you because they are maybe traditional people. They believe that you have to do administrative work, but you have to learn. And when there is a meeting, then you start talking and it's the right time to say the right things helped you to pave a road into the managerial meetings. I was merely an international HR before becoming the director of the HR. So this is what helped me. So we need to align HR strategies with business goals. When you understand business goals, you start consulting about business goals with the management. How? Okay, so this is your business goal. In order to reach there, for example, you need a business analyst. Without a business analyst, you cannot get there. Or when your goal is to create a better brand, you need a social media manager. So this is how HR should work. We need to let the stakeholders understand their needs while they're moving toward a specific goal. So this is the basis of strategic HR. So as you can see, transforming HR from an administrative function to strategic partner, which works with the manager. This person, this HR, is in the meetings of the managers. Enhancing employee productivity to meet organizational objective. Because in this position, the HR understands the goals of the business, so he can work better with the employees, consultants, and remote people to make them more productive, because now you understand the goal. You can apply it even to the culture of the company. And focusing on long-term workforce planning and development, it is the part that keeps the employees happy. You actually have a road for them. You have something for the employees that, like, I created a system for our company that there are points that you can gain, and there are criteria that you have to be in that criteria. If you are in there, if you gather, for example, all the points, it sums up to 120, then you can get a bump in your salary. Or if you pass these courses, you can take on more responsibilities. This is actually what keeps employees happy. And key pillars of strategic HR is, as I mentioned before, workforce planning. So this is when you understand the business goal, you can anticipate the future needs, and then you can plan for it. What is the role that we need? What this role is going to do for us? What we expect from this role? This is very important part of strategic HR. Building a motivated and committed workforce. How do you create that? With showing the employees how they can get more, how they can be better. You can show them their career growth in your company. This is very important for them to understand that there is option, there is room to grow. It was very important for me when I was hired as a simple recruiter that was posting job ads. It was very important for me to know whether there is room to grow for me or not. It was very important for me because I was a psychologist. I wanted to know that. Cultivating future leaders within the organization. This is what I love. When our CTO comes to me and says, this developer is now at a point that I would like to give him more responsibility and make him a leader of a team, that makes me really happy. And then that employee or the consultant reached out to me and says, for example, with this bump in my salary, I was able to buy a house in 1 year, and it's all thanks to you. These are the moments that makes me really happy because there is room to grow and we created them for them. And leading organizational transformation effectively. There are many transformations in any company. People are going, people are coming. Sometimes there are sadly downsizing that you need to deal with. It's very hard when downsizing happens. It's the worst part of my job when I have to tell somebody that we are letting you go. The best thing that I can do is fight with the company or consult with them to provide what we call as a garden leave. So it's a salary that pays upfront for 2 months, so they can easily, or 1 month, they can easily try searching for another job. Once they're while they're getting paid for a month before leaving the company. It's a sad part of my job, very sad part of my job. So it's very important to know that HR is not the easiest job that's out there. There is room to grow. HR is the backbone of each company. The culture is very important. The brand is very important. It is very important process to onboard people, to make leaders, to so everything is HR. This is what I believe. I really believe that. That's why I think I can call myself successful in my business, in what I'm doing. So strategic HR, as I mentioned before, fosters growth, innovation, and resilience. And by staying ahead of trends, HR can drive meaningful changes. We need to learn about trends. As I mentioned before, never stop using Coursera, Udemy, LinkedIn Learns, EDX, whatever you like, YouTube. And there are always new things, especially with this AI. I'm still trying to learn more about AI, how to use it in HR, but it is very, very important. So I think it was the last slide. So another quote, the greatest asset of a company is its people. It's not the capital, it's not the management, believe me, it's only the people and the people. Because if you take away people from the company is ruined. But if you have good people, you can create anything from the scratch. So that concludes my slides for today's evening.
Oh, thank you so much for those insightful points, Mr. Ehsan Ranjbar. I have several points, several questions, but maybe I would love to hear from our audience first, if they have any questions, or we can continue with the questions which we already prepared.